Right, do you remember Jackanory? Yeah, they used to tell the stories. Well, they had a guy on Jackanory telling the story of Cinderella, but they didn't realise he was dyslexic. And it went something like this. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young girl called Rindy Seller, who lived in a large mansion with her two ugly sisters and sticky wet mother. Now, Rindy Seller worked very hard, flogging scores, weaning clindos, and shivelling shut. In fact, by the end of the day, Rindy Seller was mucking facked. Now, Rindy Seller had two sisters, and they were called Mary Hinge and Betty Swallocks. And they both had tickets to both to the Gall. But they wouldn't let Rindy Seller go. In fact, her only friend was Buttons. And he wasn't speaking to Rindy Seller, because she wouldn't cook his sock. Later that night, Rindy Seller was sitting there all alone, and suddenly there was a hucking huge bang, and a little old lady appeared. Shinder's writ herself. "Phoo the hooky you," she cried. "Phoo the hooky you." "Don't be afraid," said the woman. "I'm your Gary Fod mother." And with a waft of her wind, she turned a pumpkin and 6 mice into a hooking huge carriage. "Mice all crooking fighty," Rindy shouted. "It's a mucking firacle." But her Gary Fod mother said, "You must be back by midnight, or there'll be a cooking calamity." At the ball, Rindy Seller was dancing with the Pransome Hints. He'd been there since 8 o'clock and was as fist as a part. "Shanty a fag," he said. "Shanty a fag." Suddenly the clock struck 12, and Rindy Seller pucking panicked and went running out of the ballroom, tripping bass over ollocks. "Bumcack! Bumcack!" cried the Pransome Hints. "I didn't even get a Joe Blob." And looking down, he spotted Rindy Seller's slash glipper, and picking it up said, "Whoever this glipper sits, I shall marry." So the next day he tried the slash glipper on Betty Swallocks, but the glipper wouldn't sit. In fact, she tried so hard she let out a fig bart. "Ooh, that stuck-in finks!" cried the Pransome Hints. "Who's fuss charted? Who's fuss charted?" "It's that felly smucker over there," said Buttons. So he tried the slash glipper on Rindy Seller, and the glipper sitted, pucking perfectly, and taking hold of Rindy Seller's hand, took her upstairs and bagged her shames out. And later, Rindy Seller and the Pransome Hints were both married, and Rindy Seller ended up with 8 children and a foal swanny.
Every credit.
How brilliant was that?